A claps.
Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha and I'm here with a new Spill the Tea video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, safe, and blessed day. Let's get into Miss Nene Leakes. She has really been back on the scene here lately. She popped back out on YouTube with a YouTube show with Sierra Gates from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They did a press run for it. They did the Tamron Hall show or Sherry Shepherd. They did Breakfast Club. Like, they did a whole press run for the show. And I think they filmed maybe 2 or 3 episodes and haven't seen one since. Then Nene announced that she had her own talk show coming out on her YouTube channel. And she's been keeping up with it. She's been being very consistent. She's had several guests on there. This week, I think she's dropping a video where she's interviewing Cynthia, which will be very interesting. And, you know, you would think that with her having, you know, all of these things on the table, you know, getting herself back out there, she just did, I think, Oscars fashion show on E, which is a subdivision of NBC Universal. So she is making her way back into the good graces of the people over there at NBC, who is over Bravo. Like, she has really been picking up the pieces of her career. And you would think with all of this, you know, success that she's had coming her way and the blessings, that she would be able to get over this beef with Kandi, this one-sided beef with Kandi. You know, it's really starting to get a little weird. Now, we have known that Nene and Kandi have had a tumultuous relationship over the years. Ever since season 2, when Kandi appeared on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the two have been butting heads. But fans like myself are starting to wonder, could there be more to it? I mean, from playful banter to heated arguments, the dynamics between these two women have always been intriguing. Some say Nene seems to always bring Kandi into the conversation, whether directly or indirectly. And this couldn't be more true than on a recent episode of her talk show where she had this woman on there, and Nene brought Kandi up and was being shady and trying to start drama again with her for no reason. Let's listen to what she had to say.
I happen to, this couple that I personally know from Instagram, we follow each other, and I was surprised to see them because in my mind, I thought that Kandi was the only producer for whatever reason. I thought maybe this was something that she produced and wrote and put together the whole thing. And I happened to see this couple saying we're producers of the show as well. But crazy enough, they're not even getting press.
Well, I mean, we can't take it away from her. No. However, it just seems like she's just using her notoriety to push the show, which is kind of good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
there's I've heard there's 10 other producers or something like that.
I heard it was 30. No, I ain't lying.
Well, I mean, we don't know who those other 29 people are, but at least, you know, Kandi's getting the recognition.
Well, she's probably the one that has the most notoriety, so she's being the one that they're using to say that she's the producer on the show. But honestly, I do know this other couple that are really kind of known, but not as known as she is. Yeah. They are known. They are doing their thing.
But I do think it's a big deal, and so I do.
It is. You know. It is a big deal to have a black woman, you know, to be doing anything when it comes down to Broadway. I'm telling you, just us being on Broadway was a big deal. Yeah. And that's just
because you were on Broadway, what, twice?
I was on Broadway twice.
Okay.
With another couple. I happen to, this couple that I personally know from Instagram, we follow each other, and I was surprised to see them because in my mind, I thought that Kandi was the only producer for whatever reason. I thought maybe this was something that she produced and wrote and put together the whole thing. And I happened to see this couple saying we're producing.
Before I give my opinion, I do want to preface that I don't know what was stated beforehand, but just that excerpt was enough for me because I have laid witness to Nene throughout the years come for Kandi, unsolicited, unwarranted, unprovoked. I just don't know why she has such a hard on for that lady, because it's not like Kandi is out here talking about her. Kandi is literally out here living her life, acting, continuing to run her restaurants, producing plays on Broadway, singing, touring, and everything else under the sun. Only time she speaks on Nene is when Nene is brought up in conversation during interviews or whatever. But like, she never really speaks negatively about Nene. But Nene just cannot help herself when it comes to Kandi, very much like Tamar, how Tamar always finds a way to say something slick about Kandi and keep their beef ignited and going. Now, as far as the play Othello, which is the number one play right now on Broadway, the highest grossing play to ever hit Broadway, kudos to everybody involved. They got snubbed, however, at the Tonys. Boo, tomato, tomato, but whatever. The other couple that she's talking about that was a producer on the play was Deval and Kadeen, who are content creators and actors and podcasters and all of the above. Here they are during the season premiere episode on Broadway. I was so happy to see that they had invested in the play and were producers of it as well. And this was a good look for everybody involved. Yes, there were numerous producers, but there's a difference in what everybody's roles were. When you produce something, that means you're putting your money into it, you're investing into it. Kandi was not only just an investor into Othello, I believe she was an executive producer as well, which means she had control and say so over certain things. That's why we saw her at rehearsals. We saw her being very heavily involved in casting and all of the behind the scenes things that went on. We saw her promoting heavily and getting the word out there. So for Nene to say, it was this other couple that was involved and nobody talked about them and they didn't get no press, that's not Kandi's fault. And that's exactly how she was saying it, trying to make it seem like Kandi was just taking all of the shine and the glory for herself and not mentioning others. That's not her duty. There were plenty other producers on the play that nobody spoke about. They didn't have to. They probably wanted to be silent about it. They didn't want to promote it everywhere under the sun. If Deval and Kadeen wanted to talk about being producers of the play beforehand, they had every opportunity to. They waited into opening night to reveal to everybody that they helped produce this play. So why try even to build up any type of animosity between them and Kandi and Todd, who is also a producer and executive producer on the play as well? Like, why try to pit them against each other? Why try to even plant that seed? It's just unwanted and it's just ridiculous and it's messy and it's petty. And this is why your career has been stagnant since you got fired, technically, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is exactly why your career plateaued, because of your attitude, because of your nasty behavior, because of your jealousy. You just don't know when to say when. And you would think with all of the L's that you have taken throughout the years that you would have learned to get it together and stop starting stuff with folks. Leave people alone. Congratulate people. Be happy for their success. And then maybe you will be blessed. Hell, if I was you, I would be trying to get in Kandi good graces so your ass could get back on Broadway. There was a time when Nene's name rang bells throughout Hollywood. When she did Cinderella on Broadway, when she did Big Mama Thornton from Chicago, when she was on Glee, when she was on The New Normal. Like, Nene was out here doing the damn thing. But fame and notoriety and money went to her head. It really honestly did. And I loved when Nene was in her acting bag. I still watch The New Normal to this day. I bought it on Amazon Prime. I enjoyed that show that much. She was a beast on Glee. It's not a coincidence that Ryan Murphy no longer works with her. I wonder why. When he continues to work with the same people over and over and over again throughout the years, but he don't work with her no more. Ever wondered why? It's because of things like this. God don't bless no mess. He really honestly don't. And like I said, Kandi is out here making another million, another million, another million. She been had her YouTube channel. Y'all just not getting onto the YouTube train. Kandi been on this train now for years. Y'all just not trying to catch up to this YouTube bag. Nene should have been started this dang on talk show years ago when her fans told her to. When she was fighting Bravo. But instead of doing it, she was out here, child, ripping and running the street with that African man. Not paying her rent. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Like, just be happy for another black woman that's out here doing the damn thing. Kandi is on a mission. She has a goal. She wants to be an EGOT. She got the Grammy. She needs the Oscar. She needs a Tony Award. And she needs an Emmy. I don't know if she has an Emmy yet. I don't think she does. So she just needs those three. That's what she's going after. She has a goal and she's trying to reach it. So stop hating. Stop hating and keep that lady name out your mouth. Get a life, girl. Ugh, it's so unbecoming of you. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this mess. Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.